Have you ever wondered if ancient wisdom could actually hold the secrets to power, transformation, and even immortality? The Emerald Tablet of Hermes Trismegistus has been whispered about for centuries, said to contain the ultimate formula for unlocking reality itself, but almost nobody truly understands it. What does "as above, so below" really mean? And could this forgotten knowledge be the missing piece to mastering your mind, your life, and even the universe? Stick around, because in this video, we're decoding the true meaning of the Emerald Tablet, and you won't believe what we uncover. There are secrets buried deep in the sands of time, secrets whispered through the centuries, passed from scholar to scholar, hidden in coded manuscripts, protected by those who understood their power. Among these lost mysteries, one name echoes across civilizations: Hermes Trismegistus, the thrice great Hermes. A figure so enigmatic, so profoundly influential, that his very existence is shrouded in myth. But who was he? Was he a man, a god, or something in between? To some, Hermes Trismegistus was a real philosopher and alchemist, a sage who walked the earth thousands of years ago, his knowledge so vast that people believed him to be divine. To others, he was a legendary fusion of two of history's greatest deities: Thoth, the Egyptian god of wisdom, and Hermes, the Greek messenger of the gods, the master of language and secrets. Thoth was the scribe of the gods, the keeper of hidden knowledge, the one who measured the stars and weighed the souls of men. Hermes, the bringer of messages between worlds, the guide of souls, the trickster who wielded the power of words. Imagine the wisdom of both gods combined, all their knowledge, all their secrets, merged into one transcendent being. That was Hermes Trismegistus. He is credited with writing countless texts, known today as the Hermetic writings, filled with the secrets of alchemy, philosophy, and the cosmos itself. But none is more famous, or more mysterious, than the Emerald Tablet. A single slab of green crystal, inscribed with a message so powerful that it has captivated minds for over 1,000 years. A message that claims to reveal the secrets of reality itself. But here's the mystery. No one has ever seen the original. No museums hold it. No archaeologists have found it. It is lost. So where did it come from? How did a missing artifact influence entire generations of scholars, mystics, and even scientists? To uncover the truth, we must trace its journey through time. The first written references to the Emerald Tablet don't appear in ancient Greece. They don't even appear in ancient Egypt. Instead, they surface in Arabic alchemical texts of the 8th century. It was here, in the golden age of Islamic scholarship, that alchemists and philosophers began to speak of a lost wisdom, a text so profound that it could unlock the very fabric of existence. But where did they get it from? Some say the Emerald Tablet came from Egypt, passed down through secret societies that preserved the knowledge of the ancients. Others believe it was far older, dating back to the mythical lost civilization of Atlantis, where the high priests recorded the secrets of the cosmos before their world vanished beneath the waves. And then there is a legend, a tale of an Arab sage named Belinus. It is said that Belinus ventured deep into a hidden tomb, far from the reach of men. There, in the suffocating stillness of the underground chamber, he found a body, perfectly preserved. Clutched in the figure's hands was a slab of emerald green, glowing with an eerie luminescence. And on it, etched in an ancient script, were the words that would change the course of history. Belinus took the tablet, copied its inscriptions, and brought the knowledge to the world. It was from this moment that the Emerald Tablet began to spread. By the 12th century, European scholars translated it into Latin, making it accessible to mystics, alchemists, and Renaissance thinkers. Yes, even Isaac Newton, one of the greatest scientific minds of all time, was captivated by its mysteries. In his private writings, he translated the Emerald Tablet and pondered its cryptic message. Could this ancient text hold the key to unlocking the hidden laws of nature? The Emerald Tablet's influence only grew, from the secret experiments of alchemists in medieval laboratories, to the philosophers of the Enlightenment, to modern-day seekers still trying to decode its hidden truths. But what does the tablet actually say? What is the real meaning behind its mysterious words? To understand the true message of the Emerald Tablet, we must go deeper. And that's exactly what we're about to do. There exists a text, short yet powerful, a message so profound that it has echoed across time, whispered in the dimly lit halls of secret societies, studied by alchemists, philosophers, and mystics alike. A text that claims to reveal the very nature of reality itself. It is known as the Emerald Tablet. One of its most famous lines reads, "What is above is like what is below, and what is below is like what is above, to accomplish the miracle of the one thing." Sounds cryptic, right? At first glance, these words seem like a riddle, a message shrouded in mystery, deliberately obscured. But what if I told you this single phrase holds the key to understanding the fabric of existence? Let's break it down. What does it mean when the Emerald Tablet says, "What is above is like what is below, and what is below is like what is above"? To find the answer, we must go beyond the surface, into the very structure of reality itself. Look at the universe, the swirling galaxies, the rotation of planets, the birth and death of stars. Now, look at a single atom. Electrons orbiting a nucleus, a tiny system that eerily resembles the vastness of space. Could it be that the same patterns that govern the cosmos also shape the microscopic world? Could it be that the laws of the universe repeat themselves at every level of existence? This is the essence of as above, so below. The idea that the macrocosm reflects the microcosm, that the grand design of the cosmos is mirrored in the smallest details of nature, the mind, and the soul. Ancient sages believed this principle was the key to understanding everything. They saw how the movements of the stars influenced the earth, how the seasons, the tides, and even human emotions seemed to follow the same cyclical patterns found throughout nature. And here's the fascinating part. Modern science agrees. Mathematics reveals something astounding. The same geometric patterns appear everywhere, from the shape of galaxies to the way leaves grow on a tree, from the structure of your brain's neurons to the way rivers carve through the earth. It's called fractal geometry, a concept that shows self-replicating patterns exist at every level of reality, just as the Emerald Tablet suggested centuries ago. And in quantum physics, we see yet another connection. The observer effect tells us that the act of looking at something changes its outcome. What happens in our mind, our focus, our intent, alters reality at a fundamental level. Could it be that our thoughts, our emotions, and our beliefs shape the world around us, just as the stars shape the heavens? The Emerald Tablet wasn't just a piece of mystical poetry. It was an ancient formula, a blueprint for understanding the unity of all things. But if as above, so below reveals the connection between the physical and the spiritual, the next part of the tablet explains how we can use this knowledge to transform our very existence. Alchemy. the ancient art of transmutation, the pursuit of turning lead into gold. For centuries, alchemists worked in secret, mixing potions, conducting experiments, believing that somewhere, hidden within nature, lay the key to unlocking infinite wealth and eternal life. And at the heart of it all was the Emerald Tablet. Many believed it contained the ultimate alchemical formula, a secret recipe for the legendary philosopher's stone, the mythical substance said to transform base metals into gold and grant immortality to whoever possessed it. But what if we've misunderstood? What if the real secret of the Emerald Tablet was never about gold at all? What if the gold wasn't physical, but spiritual? The real alchemy, according to the Emerald Tablet, is about transforming the self. It's about taking the lead of ignorance, weakness, and fear, and refining it into the gold of wisdom, strength, and enlightenment. This is known as the Great Work, a process of self-purification, deep introspection, and personal transformation. To the Hermetic alchemists, the base metals represented the lower self, the part of us consumed by greed, jealousy, and fear. And gold was the higher self, the part of us connected to wisdom, love, and divinity. The Emerald Tablet teaches that true wealth isn't found in material riches. It is found in enlightenment, in the evolution of the soul. So the true secret of alchemy isn't about turning lead into gold. It's about turning yourself into something greater. And that is the miracle of the one thing. The Emerald Tablet holds a timeless truth, one that has survived the fall of empires, the rise of religions, and the dawn of modern science. It tells us that the universe is connected, that the mind shapes reality, and that true transformation comes from within. But there is still more to uncover, because the next part of the tablet's message reveals something even deeper. A hidden cycle of creation, a formula for mastery, a map to the highest level of consciousness. Are you ready to unlock it? Transformation. It is the driving force of the universe, the great cosmic rhythm that governs all things, from the birth of stars to the evolution of the soul. And according to the Emerald Tablet, this transformation follows a pattern that defines our existence. 3 stages, 3 sacred steps that all things must go through. The descent of force into form, the ascent from form into force, and the return of transformed energy. This is the journey of all things, from the smallest seed to the grandest civilization. And it is your journey as well. Let's begin. Phase 1. The descent of force into form. Everything begins as pure energy, unformed, unshaped, infinite in potential. It is the primordial force, the divine spark, the raw power of creation itself. But for energy to become something, it must take shape. It must descend into form. This is the first step of transformation, the moment when spirit takes on matter. It happens when a child is born into the world, when an idea becomes a reality, when light itself is captured into form. But this descent comes at a cost. For when pure energy becomes form, it forgets what it once was. This is why we struggle. We are born as infinite beings, but the moment we enter this world, we are bound by limitations. We forget our power. We are weighed down by fear, by suffering, by the illusions of the material world. We become trapped in form. This is the first great trial, the descent into illusion. The moment we believe that we are only what we see, what we touch, what we own, But deep within us, something whispers, a forgotten truth, a memory of what we once were. And so, the second phase begins. Phase 2. The ascent from form into force. Not all who are trapped in form remain there. Some begin to awaken. This is the second stage of transformation, the ascent. The moment when the soul begins to remember itself. It is the path of those who seek more, who refuse to believe that life is only what we can see. This is the journey of wisdom, of learning to see beyond the illusions of the physical world, to recognize that gold and wealth mean nothing compared to the riches of the mind and soul, to understand that the universe is within you, and you are within the universe. But here's the secret most never understand. The climb is not easy. It requires the death of the old self, the destruction of the illusions that bind us. This is why ancient traditions speak of death and rebirth. Because to ascend, you must let go of everything you thought you were. And when that is done, only then can you take the final step. The step that leads to the ultimate transformation. Phase 3. The return of transformed energy. You have reached the summit. You have ascended beyond illusion. And now, a choice must be made. You can remain in your wisdom. You can stay above, untouchable, enlightened. Or you can return. This is the final stage, the return of transformed energy. Because true wisdom is not meant to be kept for yourself. True enlightenment is not about escaping the world. It is about bringing the light back to those still trapped in darkness. This is why the greatest teachers, the greatest sages, the greatest leaders do not stay in isolation. They return to illuminate the path for others. This is the cycle of transcendence, the death and rebirth, the golden path of the alchemist. And at the heart of this great journey lies one of the greatest symbols of transformation ever known, the philosopher's stone. Legends speak of a stone that grants immortality, a stone that can turn lead into gold. But the real philosopher's stone is not made of stone at all. It is you. You are the alchemist. Your mind is the crucible. Your soul is the fire. And true power does not come from wealth or strength or status. It comes from understanding the unity of all things. The moment you see that the above and the below are one, that the material and the spiritual are reflections of each other, that the gold you seek is already within you, that is the moment everything changes, because you have become the philosopher's stone. The emerald tablet has laid out the path. Now, the question is, will you walk it? For centuries, the teachings of the emerald tablet were seen as the musings of mystics, the riddles of alchemists, the whispers of an ancient world lost to time. But what if I told you that modern science is now uncovering the very truths Hermes Trismegistus wrote about thousands of years ago? The Emerald Tablet spoke of the unity of all things, that the mind and the universe are reflections of each other, that the unseen forces of reality shape the world we live in. And today, science is confirming these ancient claims. In quantum physics, there is a phenomenon called the observer effect. It tells us that the act of observing a particle changes its behavior. Think about that. Reality itself bends and shifts based on awareness. For centuries, mystics have said, the mind shapes reality. Now, science is beginning to prove it. Neuroscience reveals another striking connection. Our thoughts physically rewire our brains. Each belief, each habit, each repeated pattern etches itself into the neural pathways of our mind, shaping the way we see the world. And here's where it gets even more fascinating. The Emerald Tablet's principle of as above, so below suggests that the patterns of the cosmos are reflected in our personal lives. Modern psychology tells us the same thing. Our external world is a mirror of our internal world. When we are filled with chaos, our world becomes chaotic. When we cultivate clarity, our world becomes clear. The universe is not separate from us. It is responding to us. But the Emerald Tablet didn't just explain reality. It gave us a blueprint for transformation. And that blueprint is just as relevant today as it was centuries ago. The wisest alchemists didn't spend their lives turning lead into gold. They spent their lives turning fear into courage, ignorance into wisdom, suffering into growth. And that is something you can do too. You are the alchemist. Your life is the metal waiting to be transformed. So how do you do it? First, train your mind. Instead of letting your thoughts control you, become the observer of your thoughts. When you learn to master your focus, your emotions, your reactions, you begin to shape reality itself. Second, apply as above, so below in your life. Ask yourself, what is happening inside my mind? What beliefs, what patterns, what emotions are shaping my world? Because your outer reality is a reflection of your inner state. If you want to change your life, change what is happening within you. And third, reflect on the teachings of the Emerald Tablet, not just as philosophy, but as a tool. Take a moment each day to contemplate its wisdom. Ask yourself, what am I creating in my life? Am I moving toward my higher self or away from it? What must I transform? The ancient seekers didn't just study these teachings, they lived them. And when they did, they became something more. That same power exists in you. The Emerald Tablet was never about chasing gold. It was always about awakening the gold within. The only question now is, will you use this wisdom? If you enjoyed this deep dive into the mysteries of the Emerald Tablet, hit that like button and subscribe for more ancient wisdom.